Hello and welcome back to the 2023 Open at Austin. You are watching round 2 back 9 coverage on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. And you're watching JomezPro with Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
There's been some really good disc golf so far. And there's also been some head-scratching moments. One of the easier holes in the course, we were surprised to see the card play it one over. But there's holes that they did incredibly well on that none of us predicted. And there is some low scoring going on out there. The wind is down big time from round 1, but it's still out there. It's not stopping our Finnish friends from doing some good stuff. We've got low scores. Cole Redolin from 11th card to the lead with a 12 under, officially 1,300 rated seeming. That's not really official, but I mean, incredible round for him. He gets to sit at home and watch disc golf live while these guys are playing 9 more holes of disc golf.
And 2 Finns in the top 4 at the moment, neither of them Niklas Anttila, who's also in the field. So great week so far for Finland. Let's see if they can keep that going.
No doubt.
Hole 10, par 3, 398. Out of bounds green. Playing pretty easy. I think the challenge today is don't go left out of bounds. I think that's going to be the challenge for these guys today. I like the width on this looks great.
The width and the angle of the disc, that's going to come in so nice.
Sweet.
A fast little 27-foot putt coming up. We'll call that an 8-meter putt for our friend. Simon getting that flat, but this needs to sit.
Nice.
Just in time. And I think you like that angle for Simon, the uphill kind of a backstop behind the green. That's somewhere right in between. That looks really good. That looks
Wow.
like it's going to roll backwards 40 feet.
You kind of hate that.
Man.
He's going to be a little surprised, I think, to see that thing where it is, because that could have hit the koozie or done a lot of things better than roll away. At least it didn't roll OB.
It's one of those, like, no one's going to give him a report on how that happened.
Of course.
And you got to just be, like, scratching your head as Gannon is just curling.
Does cross.
Yes.
Hopefully they got that spot, because that looked pretty clear, but by maybe an inch.
But, you know, McBeth is just thinking, I thought I threw it 400 feet. How did I only throw it 360?
For sure. He sees the disc sitting there upside down. He knows foul play.
Yeah, foul play has occurred. Simon off right. Now Gannon to save the par. Gannon essentially was perfect through the first 7. We don't really count a par on 6 as anything other than the score you expect to take. But it's been slow since then.
Not for this guy, though.
Yeah, just consistently good across the round so far for Väinö.
Yes. And closing in on that lead. He's got one more birdie to catch up to Redolin's amazing round and 12 under total score.
I love how I've noticed this in the past. A lot of our Finns have, a lot of Finnish players seem to be ready at the beginning of the season, which blows me away considering their offseason is in a foot of snow or more. And they just are so disciplined with their training throughout the season. They're going to these indoor facilities. You constantly see them working on their game, and it shows in the early season. They're ready to go. And we're seeing that right now.
Hole 11, par 3, 335. I think you'd like to leave this one about 20 feet short if you can do it, because anything up in there at the level of the pin, you're kind of at the mercy of all those tiny trees. This looks too low.
If that's a foot higher, he's well inside the circle, if not parked. That little ridge got him. I like this hole. I think that it's nice that it makes you really make a very, wow, Simon racing through the trees. You got to make a decision. You got to commit to it. And if you miss your line, I mean, it is very apparent.
Paul didn't. I repeat, he did not miss his line. He didn't do bad stuff.
No, he did not do bad stuff.
hit his line really well.
Another look at this. Low forehand on hyzer the whole time because you do need to pull it back to the right quite a bit. Great skip. Staying short, I think, key so that you can definitely get that skip action without being interfered with by those tiny trees.
Opposite reaction as the last hole. Kind of gave him a little curl toward the bucket.
The key here is width and flat. Gannon coming in with a lot of hyzer.
That was probably helpful. A helpful
so.
branch, I think, that could have been going a little bit deep. But you never know. You could hit one of these little dinker trees and be parked.
Väinö for way downtown.
Oh my goodness, Väinö. He
Great
is feeling
effort.
it.
Yeah.
This is a little bit of a scary bid. You miss that and you go 23 feet long.
Or you make
nice,
it.
Simon.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nasty little putts coming back, though, on this green.
The punishment is heavy on this green. You can find yourself in a spot where you're 23 feet away and you've got to spread all the way out to the right or left just to get a look at it. And I definitely agree with you, Paul. That limb that Gannon hit seems to have helped his drive by not going as far right as it seemed to be headed. And McBeth just playing it perfectly, going to have a bullseye tap in. So 3 birdies and a great effort from Väinö, but just off the mark. He'll take the only par. We're about to play the hole that I think is widely regarded from conversations I've had and from just the way that it plays, the most fun hole in the course. Hole 12. This is a par 4, 660-foot dogleg right. Got to get over this creek, which isn't going to be an issue for anyone here. And just avoid really putting yourself against any of these little tree circle areas. There's one that is called the Peanut. That is the only one that's out of bounds. It's a little bit off the screen to the left. From there, you turn right, and you have one out of bounds green before you get to the elevated pin. You want to get about 360 to 380 feet off the tee, slightly moving right. It's going to put Simon in a spot where it's going to require a very good low ceiling overstable forehand to get to the green.
I don't even know, like if that's possible. Yeah. He's pretty far back.
I agree,
and he could be tight too. Is ball just going straight here?
Just getting the distance. Man, it's going to be a tough access.
Okay.
I don't know what he's going to be left with.
There's no back door over there where there's not as many trees, or
not that I'm aware of, but like we said in the front nine, McBeth plays these holes in a completely different way.
Ooh,
and
no.
That's a tough break for Gannon. I don't know what he's going to be able to do.
Yeah, no relief from any of that. So he's going to have a very awkward stance. Ooh, very conservative, just kind of a slow spin of the mid-range. See what he has from there. It's got to be just a long straight shot.
No one's in a great spot right now.
This hole's hard to get into a great spot. The great spot is only about 45 feet in width unless you go past in between this little spot right here.
And McBeth indeed does find a backdoor way to get to 50 feet. What kind of shot shaping is Väinö planning?
This is like a bogey.
Yeah, that was a good effort. Only a couple, maybe 1 foot off of a really good throw.
And maybe 2 inches off of getting a slowdown that puts you right on the OB golf green.
For sure.
Like he's, I think, fortunate that it knocked him down severely and doesn't put him on that big, giant out-of-bounds green that everyone's clearing on the second shot.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
Simon does indeed go fast, overstable forehand and gets himself inside C1. And Gannon's trying to figure out where that sheet of paper, where the back edge of that finishes.
I feel like he's going to be good down there.
You just can't even really understand how you could land your disc right there from the tee. It seems highly improbable.
Overturned.
It's corking out, though.
Trying, pushing.
And,
pretty good with that lie, I think.
50.
Shopping for birds.
The kid's now 6'6".
1 year ago, he was 6'1".
Really?
No, I'm just making things up, but it seems like it. He's just growing so fast. They grow up so quick, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me about it.
McBeth from 50, 55. Off the chains. Good effort.
Oh, that's going to give you some gray hairs.
Oh, did that go?
Oh, it did.
Yikes. Out of bounds on the putt.
That'll give you some gray hairs.
Simon down the middle.
You know, it was only time before the zipper putt missed one and went out of bounds. And now he's going to have to rethink his whole entire life because that's probably never happened to him before.
I was just about to say, Gannon, we all started off as spin putters. Why do you think we change our putts? It's called trauma. All right?
I don't think he cares.
It's just a collection of data that we get throughout our careers, and eventually we're like, I don't want to putt it out of bounds again.
I don't think he's scared.
Don't change your putt. If he doesn't
He said,
change
don't
his
change
putt,
my putt. Don't change my putt. And he's just yelling at himself right now.
Yeah. There are mental struggles aplenty out here on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Even these guys having to fight the demons on the putting green can be very difficult.
Especially when you're just used to making it all the time. When you're like,
It's gotta be
let's say
shocking.
myself, it's just like, oh, there he is. Welcome back, old friend.
Why disc golf? It's the people. It's fun.
It's the lucky shots.
It's the feeling.
So come out.
Grab a disc.
Or two, and let it fly with Lone Star Disc.
Hole 13, par 3, 352. We're going all the way up the hill here with OB on the right side. I think huge forehand plays, roller is a nice option, and turnover backhand. Just trying to get up here, but stay left of the basket if possible, because as you can see, that out of bounds is about a Gannon and a half away from the basket. I mean, we're talking 9-10 feet maybe.
25 feet in elevation rise. That's just a long 352.
This looks pretty good. Does it
I think it looks...
pull too aggressively to the right?
It's tracking OB.
No.
Not quite. Yeah, the long side it opens up. So Simon, getting past the basket is the quote-unquote miss.
Hey, how big is your guys' sidearms?
Yeah, look at this
Not-
monster.
Not this big.
I could do that. Yeah, that's what happens when I try it. So
Does it go long though?
I could do that. Well, yeah, I can make that miss. But I think that was a shank for him, so he could definitely reach it. But it's big.
Väinö.
I like this.
Yep.
I like this a lot.
That rolls right past the FPO pin, which is kind of funny because in practice, Väinö posted a video of him throwing that same roller, jumping up and hitting the cage of the shorter pin.
I think he's going to have a tough little putt there, though.
Yeah, it's going to be uphill and a low ceiling to boot. Gannon forehand, once again, showing he's got the chops.
All right, let's see what kind of zip he puts on this bad boy with that out of bounds right behind it.
Paul, not interested. Too far out there.
Too many missed putts that went out of the bounds.
Collection of data.
Okay, let's see. See how he recovers.
Oh no.
Oh, double trauma.
It's a traumatic round.
Man, that's brutal.
This is nearing Sarah Hokum
No way.
DDO.
Come on.
Or D-Glow style. You guys remember that one that just rolled for seemingly like a minute?
But gosh, that is exactly how it works, though. I mean, once you do put one into the OB, of course that next one's going to miss low, subconscious, and what a price to pay for it. Huge roll away.
And Gannon, who is just off to the races through 7, actually, going backwards, and this guy's just going upwards. Great birdie.
He just puts it right on the line, and then it kind of floats there. That's really cool. Like this, Gannon's putt is like nose down in.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like that Ricky style.
Yeah.
And Simon's just like that. He like just kind of spins it right there, and then it just floats. Oh, it's so pretty.
Simon was
Half nose up, half like hyzer.
It looks like fun.
Yeah.
Simon
Let's
was
try it.
getting to the point where he was nearing out of it status. 1 over through, what was it? Through 8 holes. 1 over through 8 is such a slow start for Simon in the conditions and the way everyone else is scoring. But now he's got 4 of the last 5. He's ticking upward. On to hole 14, par 3. Just 300 feet, and it's downhill quite a ways. But this basket is elevated, and there is out of bounds right on the bottom side of that steep slope behind the pin. Only way this one becomes problematic is if your putt is not true.
Nice shot.
Yep.
This one sure plays a little different without a 25-mile-an-hour wind.
Yes, it does. And Väinö putting himself a little bit farther away than I think he'd like to be, but not a bad drive by any means.
Very wide.
Yeah, very similar to Väinö's, but even wider.
Ooh.
He's not putting directly at the slope, but still, I mean, I don't know if that stuff even affects him.
The backhand's so easy to go deep here.
This is,
Because the one thing you forget about this hole
this looks good.
is you forget that it's downhill. And so
Yeah.
you throw a 300-foot shot, but it's actually downhill with a left to right crosswind.
Ooh,
I hate it when it does that, goes in.
gosh, he thought he missed that.
Yeah, that's high left catch. That
Now he's directing traffic like he knows what he's doing. Get out of here.
yeah, I think it's you, Simon.
yeah, you're
next.
out, buddy.
That's awesome.
Now you point. Now Simon points. You're out now, bud. That's hilarious. Väinö is a tester, man. Where's your mind at? Let's see.
I think his mind's on birdies.
Yeah, it is.
He's been hot all day. And that's first place for you right there. 13 under total.
Take that, Cole.
And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but he's kind of whipping this card, which is not easy to do.
Yeah, I mean,
It is not easy to do, and he's
All-
3 ahead, 3 clear of Paul, McBeth, Gannon, Simon, and Gannon started out.
Oh my! That's the
5
second
for
time.
5.
That's the second time we've seen that McBeth magic on the left side rim this round, wheeling them in right now. But yeah, to step up and just those 3 of the more intimidating players you can play against right now. These guys are all on their game, and Väinö is not intimidated. First star frame of the round, $25 to Edge Disc Golf.
I think we had some star frames before.
Maybe we did.
But hole 15 is a par 3,
Yes.
425 downhill with OB long. I think hole 2.
Hole 2, correct. Thank you. Good get here on 15. This is just a fun throw.
Hurry on the hyzer. This will be great. Hurry on the hyzer.
Yeah. Simon, he is feeling good right now. That putt to get him 5 under on the round.
How big is this guy?
Sky ball.
Oh, man.
It seems like there's kind of it's going to hit something, right? Is there a really clean route up there?
There is a back door, but it requires, I would say, 500 feet of hyzer power to be able to clear those and get the distance. But there's an opening up there.
Ooh, ace run. Wow.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to take another look at that
I would
one.
like to.
That
Yes,
was-
please.
That was within inches.
Just long of the chains is what I thought.
Just short.
Yep, you were right.
Just
Wow.
short. Oh, my goodness. If he could have split the difference between what you saw and what I saw, he would have gone in.
Yeah. but he can't. None of us can.
Gannon actually over par in the last 7 holes. After that start, I would have never thought there would have been a stretch of that
Good
round.
thing
where-
he had that start.
Yeah, no doubt.
Guess what he has? He has another out of bounds little putt here.
Totally.
Väinö, give it to him. Oh, sit down too.
I was on a round 1. I saw Väinö make essentially that same exact putt.
Oh, this is pretty short.
Walking her in.
Yeah. I wasn't even sure if he was going to address the crowd. It looked like he was just all business on that one. Get it in. Let's go to 16.
See if we can do this little nose up. 2 nose up. He's going to spot for a little bit.
That's a convenient chair. Let's just say what it is. That's a convenient chair.
I'm done with discs for the day. And then Paul makes it. He just head goes down.
So relatable. Oh, man. And I don't think the head went down. That had nothing to do with
No,
Paul
yeah.
making his putt. He's just beside himself. He's playing so well right now. Missing a putt inside the circle just feels... I mean, every stroke out here, knowing how tight this field is, every throw feels like 5 to 10 placements on the scoreboard. I mean, as we take a look now, look how tight this is.
Yeah, I mean, that's tight.
Top 20, all within 5. We talked about last week at Waco being one of the tightest events ever. See how these final holes play out. This one could give Waco a run for its money.
As we look at hole 16, just a clerical clarification. And you see that fire emoji on Cole Redall, and that's a live look. So anybody who thought that's some kind of spoiler, it is not. If anyone can get past them, they will assume the fire emoji. I do not think that will happen.
Yeah.
Because that round is nasty.
Yeah.
But you never know.
I mean, Väinö has a chance, right? What is he at right here?
He did eagle this in round 1, I believe. So I think we're going to see some guys going for deuces here.
Does this have enough?
I bet it does. Knowing this guy.
All heavy hyzer, yeah.
He's on the down slope. Or he's on the up slope. But he's safe.
Everybody's going over.
Gannon electing to go the Anheuser route. And
I mean, I feel like it's just an
that is
easier
so
way to
beautiful.
get there, you know? Like, he has no problem.
just well in the circle.
Wow.
Just so good. That control from 500 feet is... It's what makes him what he is.
Oh, no. Yeah?
Oh, yes.
It looked like too much hyzer, but
That was so weird how it flipped up so fast.
And
Right?
Yeah.
Are you with me? or
Yeah.
circles
I'm
edge.
with
Oh,
you.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it much at all. Väinö, he's electing the Anheuser.
gosh, these guys. I think everybody's safe. I mean, this is right.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Fantastic drives.
That'll put him at 100 feet. 120.
I think he got kind of lucky there to slide inbounds.
Maybe a little, but easy birdie now.
Yeah.
McBeth for Eagle.
Ooh, doesn't have a great look here.
Oh, wow.
I hate that when you have to cut the corner so tight with a putt and then you miss on the opposite corner.
Yeah, and you
you're
thought
like,
you could never get left enough.
Yep.
There it is. Eagle.
Making up for the missed putt on hole 15 in a way.
Yeah, with a Spike Heiser flip up shot. What a psychopath. What the heck was that, man?
Gannon
Another eagle.
still floating.
Yeah, you know you put it hard when it just stays in the same position it went in. Just sticks in the freaking metal pole.
Yeah, the plastic is just like become part of the chains. Have you ever heard of that? One time Yeti got hit in a practice throw.
Yes.
And the disc was spinning so fast that it stuck to his clothing, burned into his shirt.
Melted some portion of his shirt and stuck onto him. Yeah.
That's
just crazy.
That is just some wild stuff. Väinö losing a stroke to Gannon and Simon, but still getting a birdie on the easiest hole in the course.
Remember when he had a 3-shot lead and now it's dwindled to 1? So fast.
Yeah.
And he hasn't thrown a bad one. And he just birdied.
That's what this course at Harvey Penick does.
I think that's what the field does.
That
They
too.
just figure out a way to come back and make it tight. Hole 17, par 4, 436. Pretty short par 4. Well, pretty tight.
Yeah.
You're not going to be driving no school buses through this thing.
I don't even think you can get a golf cart through this place.
No.
Definitely can't get a disc through it. I'll promise you that.
Gannon going Anheuser overstable and coming up short of the corner. That means you ain't birdieing.
Interesting line.
Interesting to see Simon with the backhand turnover, in my opinion.
Trying to cut the corner.
Whoa.
And it kind of worked.
Big time.
He's long of the fairway, but a lot of distance chewed up. Look at this. Driver? No, maybe putter.
Putter putt.
And he has missed the spot. The spot is more left than that, maybe even a little bit longer. And I think he hit a little twiggy.
So he's trying to set up like a spike hyzer
Yes.
over the OB. Like just a little 80-foot putt and then a huge hyzer.
There is a window up high that, I think a few players were looking at.
Here it is. He's gonna. Oh, now he's got to go into an.
Look at that tree.
Annie.
He's got to go Annie, and this is turning over right, and there is out of bounds over to the right side. And I don't think any of our cameraman
Oh no!
could have expected this. But a very good job by our catch cam to even see the disc at all.
I mean, his next lie is going to be a nightmare, right? I mean, he's going to be.
The thing that I don't understand is how could they even come up with a spot? I mean, like no one's expecting to even look up that high.
Oh, you just do your best.
Meanwhile, Väinö just jump putting to the corner. Gannon trying to get something back to the fairway unsuccessfully. Now Väinö having to go grenade.
A little bit right, a little bit short.
And that is going to put him at 40 plus feet through the woods to try to save the par. Meanwhile, big turnover drive for Simon. He's left with a flick roller. That's a skinnier way to get through the woods than a horizontal shot.
Looks like an open putt.
Yeah, he's going to have a look for birdie.
This hole just gives you fits. I mean, it's such a tight window to off the tee that if you're not in the perfect spot, you're just not going to get a birdie. You're probably going to get a bogey.
That is a very nice throw for Gannon to get any look at all. And now we're going to get to Paul's shot.
Oh,
and what on
gosh.
earth do you even do from here? I can't even imagine what this might.
He's pretty close to the pin. Up and fantastic.
He can't see the pin from where he's standing.
No, of course not.
McBeth magic times 3.
Ooh, this is a little tricky one.
No way that doesn't go in if it doesn't hit that limb. That was tracking. And Simon knew it. Now for par. And to remain bogey free for the round. And it's just not to be. Not this time.
Tied for the lead.
Just like that.
Yeah.
It's a scrambling dandy for Gannon.
That's with a putt out of bounds and then a 500-foot roll away.
This is perhaps bogey of the year. I mean, third tournament, let's just keep a track of best bogeys. That might be it.
I don't know. I bogey a lot.
Got to get on coverage first.
I feel like,
a lot.
yes, it was an incredible save, but I feel like you got to take maybe a little demerit for throwing the insane Anheuser into the nothingness. Like you're putting yourself, McBeth is digging himself a deep hole, and he got out of it in a way, but I don't know, he's got to take a little a little penalty for being such an insane person to go with that giant Annie over the top.
BOTY.
I did play with a guy who putted it there and then threw a tomahawk 12 feet. So.
Wow.
Well, we went from the second most difficult hole in the course to the most difficult. One of them was 436. This one is 800, a big tee shot. Really throw it almost as far as you can. Just avoid that OB golf green. From there, it's uphill, it's far, it's a low ceiling, and it's tight OB. Very challenging final hole, 4.42 average. Gannon going big. This needs to swing left to give himself an open look for the approach. I think that's fine.
Man, they can spin it, can't they?
I'm starting to notice that too.
McBeth, it's to note, McBeth was 7 under going into the final 2 holes in round 1, which was just, if you looked at all the scores, how tightly bunched all the 5 and 4 unders were, it was just, he was outclassing the field at 7, finishes his round bogey, trying to change the narrative today with that bogey finish. He's put himself in a great position off the tee.
Yeah, not a good start, though, with the last hole.
Yeah, I mean,
that one's got him.
It maybe bears repeating in his post-round interview. They asked him about the finishing holes, and he said, those holes are terrible. So, maybe not. Maybe they don't agree with him, but they might start to now.
Yeah, you got to wonder if that mentality goes into, it certainly affected him going into 17. He's like, I'm not even going to throw a tee shot.
Yeah.
I'm going to putt it.
Yeah.
But he's done a good job of securing himself a good opportunity for the birdie with his great approach on 18, and Väinö just connecting on a limb that couldn't be accounted for from where he was standing.
At least it stays in bounds.
Yes. This is turning.
Heavy.
Yeah, this is turning too much, I think.
Heavy on the Anheuser. That's not good.
That goes with Obi right. I feel like with McBeth, he's a quiet guy, but he's a cheeky dude. Like, I feel like his play of putting off the tee is almost like a little protest play in a way, where he's like, I'm gonna just do something so weird that's gonna make this hole look stupid because he's not afraid. He's not afraid to do that, and he tried it there.
Well, his protests are like still keeping him in contention.
Oh no, he's not trying. I mean, he's trying to find a way to make it work, but in a way that just makes the hole look kind of odd. That you see the greatest player going 80-foot putt.
Yeah.
Gannon just low.
And that might keep Gannon off the lead card for the final round, taking a bogey. I think a par might have secured him a spot.
Look at this little tough putt.
And Simon, who was seemingly out of it after a pretty slow start through 8, is right back in the mix. But I don't think he is going to be on lead card either.
Does that get Paul on lead card?
We'll see as these scores come up here once the round is finalized, but I think 13's the number because there are going to be a lot of 12s, and they're going to have a hotter second round.
Right.
Yeah, Cole especially since
Cole,
he got all 12 today.
That's just... Very rarely do you improve a score by 12 shots. I mean, it says a lot about your first round, but I think it says even more about the second round. Väinö, solid effort out there today. He is T1 at 13 under.
And he killed it today.
Let's take a look there. Simon, just a double bogey early. Flat start, but really good back 9. And there it is, our leaderboard. Eagle McMahon, let's just say, if we thought Simon had a slow start, Eagle, after that unfortunate incident on 4, had a very slow start, and his back 9 was stellar. 8 under with 2 pars. He is going to be tied for the lead with Väinö, Cole Redolin, and Calvin Heimberg at 12 under. And we have a new record for tightest event ever. Go ahead and say it, 50. 50 players within 10 of the lead.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're outside 6, sayonara. If you're outside 5, it might be sayonara as far as winning chances.
Sure. Yeah, I think so.
But we have got just an absolute sprint to the finish line. It's going to be a very exciting final round.
I don't know. Cole made up 12. You can make a move out on this course, and I think the reason is it's a shorter course, but they're all long par 3s. Those are tough to get sometimes.
I got to shout out Calvin Heimberg as well, back up on that lead card. I'd say, in my eyes, early favorite for player of the year. I know it's early.
Yeah,
but this guy is
certainly
just on a tear right now, and he finds his way onto another lead card in this early season. He's always dangerous.
Can't wait to see how this tournament unfolds. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you to the Founders Club.